The following program is a production of Harvard Business School Management Productions. The power of ideas at work.
Magma Metals was on the brink of disaster. The Ritz-Carlton wanted to be more innovative. The Sealed Air Corporation needed to pay off a large debt. Very different companies. Very different problems. Each faced a major organizational challenge. Each turned to the same solution. Teams. Teams can outperform individuals. Teams improve performance levels and even turn failing companies around. But what does it take to build real teams? In this program, we'll examine corporate teams in action, explore what it takes to make them successful, and lay out the principles behind the discipline of teams and organizational change. John Katzenbach and Douglas Smith have traveled across the United States visiting companies with teams to find out how teams work and how to improve their effectiveness. Out of hundreds of interviews conducted at more than 30 companies came their book, The Wisdom of Teams.
You know, teams have been around for hundreds of years. It's not like we discovered it. I could argue that the Declaration of Independence was done by a team. But today we are finally realizing again that they really do outperform other groups working in different capacities.
A lot of people wonder, why teams? Why now? Certainly, many organizations are talking about it a lot. Organizational change is not just a question of moving boxes around on a chart. More and more today, organizational change means lots and lots of people learning new and different things.
And in every case of someone who's making change happen, you'll find teams are central to that effort. Sometimes it's only a few teams, sometimes it's a lot. But the team is seeming to be the essential ingredient here in getting successful change to work.
The largest flash furnace in the world is in San Manuel, Arizona, where Magma Metals Company processes more than 1 million tons of copper concentrate each year. Today, Magma Metals employs nearly 1,000 people and is vitally important to the economic health of the southern part of the state. But in 1989, Magma Metals stood on the brink of disaster.
Productivity was very poor. The morale of the workforce was terrible. The price of copper, in fact, was coming down. And it was a stultifying atmosphere for most everybody to work in. So really, the situation is quite precarious for the company.
My feelings were that Magma probably wasn't going to survive very long. People came to work every day and left their brains in the parking lot, went in, did their, whatever they got by with during the day, and then they went home. The concern about producing anything was pretty much gone, and there was a lot of fear in the minds and hearts of the people here about what was going to happen.
Acrimonious labor disputes had left management and union members bitter and distrustful. Years of bad feelings infected everyone's work. No one cared. Workers felt alienated from their supervisors and from each other.
Management was stuck in the early 1950s, and it was really a very rigid, authoritarian, command and control, top-down type of organization, which discouraged any type of innovation, any type of employee participation.
Both unions and management knew they would have to make dramatic changes in the way they worked, or the company would go under. The decisive turn came in 1991, when management and labor signed an unprecedented 15-year labor contract and made a commitment to work together to solve Magma's problems. In a desperate spirit of cooperation, managers sat down with hourly workers to study how Magma could change. This company video records their very first meeting. In the end, this group of 20 people would change the entire organization.
They were just simply workers who were asked to give their opinions and talk about ways to improve their lot. They were given essentially a blank sheet of paper and told to create a new future, a new set of possibilities for this company, and to invent whatever organizational structure they deemed appropriate to accomplish that.
For months, they examined every stage of production, starting with the copper concentrate and following it all the way to the copper rod, rolled onto giant coils and prepared for shipment. They found that at every step along the way, people worked at cross purposes. Time was wasted, and communication was poor.
The major way of getting information was the rumor mill, and there really wasn't a very effective way for management to communicate to the workforce what their desires were, what their vision was, if any.
We didn't care. That's the whole thing about it. It was just, we came, we did our job.